The various security attacks: denial of service, DOS, information leakage, regular file access, misinformation, special file, database access, remote arbitrary code executing, elevation of privileges. 1. Denial of service, DOS. A DOS attack takes place when availability to a resource is intentionally blocked or degraded by an attacker. In other words, the attack impedes the availability of the resource to its regular authorized users. These types of attacks can occur through one of two vectors, either on the local system, or remotely from access a network. The attack may concentrate on degrading processes, degrading storage capability, destroying files to render the resource unusable, or shutting down parts of the system or processes. 2. Information leakage. Information leakage can be likened to leaky pipes. Whenever something comes out, it is almost always undesirable and results in some sort of damage. Information leakage is typically an abused resource that precludes attack. In the same way that military generals rely on information from reconnaissance troops that have penetrated enemy lines to observe the type of weapons, manpower, supplies and other resources possessed by the enemy, attackers enter the network to perform the same tasks, gathering information about programs, operating systems, and network design on the target network. 3. Regular file access. Regular file access can give an attacker several different means from which to launch an attack. Regular file access may allow an attacker to gain access to sensitive information, such as the usernames or passwords of users on a system. Regular file access could also lead to an attacker gaining access to other files in other ways, such as changing the permissions or ownership of file, or through a symbolic link attack. 4. Misinformation. The concept of misinformation can present itself in many ways. Let's go back to the military scenario. Suppose that guards are posted at various observation points in the field, and one of them observes the enemy's reconnaissance team. The guard alerts seniors, who send out their own reconnaissance team to find out exactly who is spying on them. Now, you can guess that the enemy general boss already thought about this scenario. Equally likely, he has also considered his options. He could wide all of his troops and make it appear as if nobody is there. But what if somebody saw my forces entering the area would be his next, and if the other side was to enter, recon, team to scope out his position and strength, discovering his army greater than theirs, they would likely either fortify their position, or move to different position where they would be more difficult to stack, of where they could not be found. Therefore, he wants to make his forces seem like less of a threat than they really are. He hides his heavy weapons, and the greater part of his infantry while allowing visibility of only a small portion of his force. This is the same idea behind misinformation. 5. Special file, database access. Methods used to gain access to a system are through special files and database access. These types of files, although different in structure and function, exist on all systems and all platforms. From an NT system to Sun Enterprise 15000 to a Unisys mainframe, these files are common amongst all platforms. Point 6. Remote arbitrary code execution. Remote code execution is one of the most commonly used methods of exploiting systems. Several noteworthy attacks on high-profile websites have been due to the ability to execute arbitrary code remotely. Remote arbitrary code is serious in nature because it often does not require authentication, and therefore, may be exploited by anybody. Point 7. Elevation of privileges. Of all attacks launched, elevation of privileges is certainly the most common. An elevation of privileges occurs when user gains access to resources that were not authorized previously. These resources may be anything from remote access to a systems to administrative access on a host. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and share.